All right, what's up, guys and gals? Anthony here, Special Analysis. Welcome to the video. Hope you're enjoying your holidays. We're looking at the profit pack here, looking at the Euro, JPY, the Japanese yen. So we're going to talk about some Forex here, some currencies for those of you who are Forex traders. I know there are a lot of you that are. Listen, whatever, you know what I mean? I always tell people trade what you are comfortable with, whether it's futures, forex, stocks, cryptos, options, whatever. Listen, if you got a method that works, there is nothing wrong with that approach to the market. All right. Yeah. Now, with that being said, adding some tools to your toolbox to maybe make your life easier if you are struggling, well, that's where the profit pack comes in, and that's what we're going to talk about here in this video. So you can see really nice uptrend here. We may not even be complete, but for the sake of this video, I wanted to capture this and specifically talk about this setup. And the reason I want to specifically talk about this setup is really two reasons, right? So we need to identify, qualify, and then execute. That's the step here. So the profit pack's designed to be used in a specific way. It's a trend change, correction through the profit band, trigger candle prints. With that trigger candle, that's our consideration for entry and also stop placement. And then, of course, we want to take profit as the market moves in the favor of our desired direction. And in doing so, we also want to continue to pay and protect ourselves along that way. So let's talk about this setup here. You can see we got a trend change right here identified by this blue arrow and the profit band turning from gold to blue. Here's our correction through the profit band. You can see that trigger candle I have identified right there within this circle. But most importantly, that's the identify piece. Now we need to qualify it. How do we qualify an area of support or resistance based off of prior price action? And the simple way to do that is look left, right? Wherever there's a period of indecision that the buyers and sellers basically negotiated who was going to be in charge, we want to identify and mark off that area because at some point in time, the buyers, you could see, won in this indecision case. The sellers came back in, retested, and then pushed price action higher again. So we set higher lows and higher highs. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us there's a pretty good chance that if this area continues to hold as future support, that price action may go in the favor that it's setting up to go in. And that's ultimately what happened here. So we impulsed and correct on a short-term basis here to the upside. We pulled through the profit band, plotted that trigger candle, and we were really off to the races. But look at this setup here. Here's the very specific trigger candle, right? It's like a doji style candle, small body in the middle, big wick above, big wick below. But notice how once that trigger candle was plotted, we drew a firm line of support. The sellers were no longer able to convince the buyers to allow them to go any lower from that price point. And ultimately, you could see we banged on that same exact level, not only after the trigger candle printed, but two more times. But notice how it held, right? So once the trigger candle has plotted, we want to put this a few ticks, a few pips, a few pennies below that trigger candle because this trigger candle is been designed to identify the first correction in a new established trend. Well, here's the new established trend. Here's the correction. Here's the trigger candle. And you could see just how firm the buyers held that level. I mean, it retested it several times. And then ultimately we began to impulse and correct our way to the upside here into profits. So when this transpires, you're looking to take profit, let the market correct. You can see this test through the profit band right here. That, for me, would be the ideal time to take my stop and advance it right here. Right? Just kind of move it right up underneath this area here. Now, the rest of this is all house money, right? Or street money, you could call it. But once you start paying yourself, you're going to want to take that stop and move it to break even. So this way, once we don't want to turn a winning trade into a losing trade. Where would I start taking profit? Many would ask, and that would be right here at this prior high. Right in this area, I would pay myself. I would move my stop to break even. When I pulled through the profit band or tested it here, I would advance it, perhaps here again. and we'd see how things kind of work out here. But nonetheless, you had a phenomenal opportunity to continue to pay yourself as the Euro JPY continued to go higher. So, with that being said, guys, the Profit Pack, the same exact setup, the same exact principle of identifying, qualifying, and executing with the trend change, correction through the profit band, trigger candle prints. You have an entry consideration, a stop consideration, pay yourself, protect yourself. Like that whole plan exists to be used on stocks, futures, Forex, and crypto. So you can get the same setup to continue to print the same ideology, the same purpose that the Profit Pack exists for, to allow you to use this on all these different assets. So it doesn't matter what you're trading. So there's some links below this video. I encourage you to click them, consume the content, reach out to me with any questions you may have, and in doing that, we can get you up and running with the Profit Pack within 24 hours. So again, I encourage you, do your due diligence, watch a whole bunch of videos on my YouTube, review all the content, send me an email with a whole list of questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them, get on the phone with you, whatever it is that you need to know that this is going to help you and your trading career advance. I want to be here to answer those questions for you so that if this is right for you, you can, with confidence, purchase it, gain access to it, and start employing it so that you can better interpret the market. So again, click the links, consume the content, send me questions. I'd love to talk to you. And if this is a right fit for you, I'd love to get it in your hands as soon as possible. And with that, I wish you a beautiful and blessed day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope you're enjoying the holiday season.